Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
It's a certain beautiful evening, a Thursday evening, and today, 28th October, we thank God for how far He has brought us. Well, we're still in the month of October, indeed, my birth month. And let me take this opportunity to say a happy birthday to our very good friend, Nurse Tracy, who has always been with us, especially in our health segment discussions. And a happy birthday to my very own dear friend Juliana Ohifiegbo, who was once interning with us. You guys have been awesome to Adwa Television, and I'm grateful to you guys for how much you have impacted our lives. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And many thanks for staying on Adoatv. Ghana certainly seeking to bridge the gap between the lawmakers and the populace. But as we find ourselves in the month of October, the Rwandan month, that's what we have labeled it here at Adwa Television. We have brought you conversations with the High Commissioner of Rwanda to Ghana. We've brought to you conversations with some entrepreneurs who took part in the Youth Connect exercise that was held recently as well. And today we're going to bring you another interesting aspect of a conversation with my Rwandan friends. But before I introduce them, get your popcorns ready, because today we are going to fly all the way to Rwanda virtually to learn about their rich culture, their history, and what have you. This is PM Ghana. My name is your most humble servant, Reginald Addy, and I'll be serving you from now to 8:15. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Thanks to you for staying with us. Well, we're in the Rwandan month, and I indicated that I'll be bringing you a conversation that will take us virtually to Rwanda. We'll be learning about the values, we'll learn about the culture, the way of life of Rwandans. Now, this is to help foster the unity that we share as two great countries, Ghana in itself and Rwanda. And I'm believing that at the end of this conversation, you would have learned the many similarities that we have with Rwandans. Remember, last week when I spoke to the entrepreneurs, you realized the sense of fashion and how similar we are alike in that stead. Well, today we're going to broaden this very conversation and look at other aspects of the way of life of Rwandans. And to help me do this, join me as I welcome my two guests into the studio. I have, well, just as today we're discussing culture. So in our Ghanaian culture, we pay reverence to the men, but we'll do the ladies first. You understand? All right, so I have Miss Ines Ituze Agusaro. Did I get it right this time? Agasaro. Well, you're welcome to PM Ghana Adoatv. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm good by God's grace. How are you?
Well, I can't be any better having a fine lady by my side in the studio. Well, I have Mr. Valer Nzeyimana. He's here with us. He's a senior water development and management officer at the UNFAO. He's a regional office for Accra, for Africa, based in Accra. Mr. Valer, good evening, and thank you for joining us on PM Ghana.
Good evening to you.
Well, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Very well.
Fine, yeah.
Very well. Well, so today we want to look at the values, the culture, way of life of Rwandans. Before we touch on Rwanda, I want to share this brief one with you about us in Ghana. Now, in Ghana, we place first value on humanity because we believe that humanity is the basis of every existence that we have. We have differences and similarities alike, but all of these cut across our various human aspects. Now, through humanity, we pay peculiar attention to family systems. We also pay peculiar attention to respect for authority. We pay attention to the life cycles. I'm speaking about childbirth, speaking about marriage, I'm speaking about death. We pay reverence to all of this. But particular amongst all of them, because we pay reverence to humanity and family systems as well as authority, it would seem a bit rude to a Ghanaian when you're having a conversation, you say, let's go straight to the point. That is why I would ask you, how are you doing? Even though this is not the first time that we are speaking, because we pay attention to politeness. And so it is one of those systems. And you realize that if you stay with us for some time, you realize that we have a way of breaking news. So we don't just come out and say, oh, he's dead. No, we find ways to polish the language and we go about it. And sometimes, even if we have to, excuse me, say some truths, we have to polish them. We say sebi sebi, and it's one of those things, you know. So that's just a brief about Ghana. But now let's fly all the way to Rwanda, where you guys are coming from. Before then, I failed to properly introduce Miss Ines. She is a Rwandan student studying in Ghana at the Ashesi University, and it's interesting, obviously, to have a Rwandan studying in Ghana. So she has been in Ghana for some time. Mr. Valer has also been in Ghana for some time now. How long have you been in Ghana, Mr. Valer?
I have been here for 4 years.
For 4 years now. Well, and how do you find the environment and being the people?
Oh, I love the people here. As you say, you can find it. People are polite. Typically, I love people when I'm driving.
Okay.
I see how people are really polite.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people, they give the way, even if they did have priority. So that is kind of kindness. You see people, and the people are so kind and they are so keen to help. So it's really, I mean, you feel welcomed.
Yes.
You feel accepted. Yeah.
Well, Ghana,
unlike some other countries where I've been, I will not name them, but
I mean, yeah.
you can only you can know the light when you have seen the darkness.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, I feel very happy to be here.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well. Now, Miss Ines, well, how were you? How long have you been in Ghana? I'm believing that as a student, you're in your final year.
Yeah.
So you started from level 100?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you have been in Ghana for at least 3 years now.
Yes.
All right. And how do you find the environment?
I would say usually when I'm introduced in Ghana, I say that this is my second home.
Certainly.
Because the way people are, that they are so hospitable. They're smiling when they see you. They're happy to see you. They ask you how you are, as you were saying. So this is my second home. I feel at ease.
Right.
And I feel loved when I'm here.
Right. I think that you should find more reasons to even settle in Ghana and not go back when you're done with your studies. But that one, I'll make sure it
I told you
happens.
the conditions.
Yes, don't worry. So now, in a sense, you highlighted the conditions, Mr. Valero. Now, tell us, what are those unique aspects of Rwandan culture that, you find endearing, something that you carry by yourself everywhere you go, no matter where you find yourself?
Yeah, the people of Rwanda, you can trace back in 8th century.
Okay.
So we have been in the same area of the globe for quite long. So the culture is quite diverse and quite embedded within the population. So it's so broad. But I'm going to tell you some of those we really value as the core ones.
Right.
First is the unity of the population.
Certainly.
Then we come to celebrate excellence. We value also the environment, and then we value also, I mean, we celebrate, we have celebrations. We have people when are happy or at certain occasions. It's things that you can see people doing. So when you come to the unity of the people, actually we speak one language.
Say that again.
We speak one language.
No, you started with a word.
Sorry?
Did you say Charlie? All right. So you speak one language?
One language for the whole country. So it's something which is unifying people. Then we have, as we said, we value the family. From really very, very ancient times, we value the family because even when it goes to marriages, we don't have two people. It's marriages between the families.
Okay.
In ancient time, you could marry even someone you didn't know, you have never seen.
No, but how do you get to marry then?
Yes, that's what I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
How we get the whole population united together. Normally we had someone who you call someone who are like the introducer, who will come to your family to tell you, I have seen in the other family a girl.
Oh.
I know you have a boy.
I mean, this is so similar to what we have
Yeah,
here. So I'm finding it very
Yeah,
interesting.
we are similar.
Right.
I mean, I know you have a boy who is grown up enough. And I know of a family who have a girl. So if you're interested, you may come together. So that kind of, then the family of the boy, the father or the uncle, would go to the other family to see whether the family is okay. I mean,
whether they don't have
how they welcome
issues.
him, and then even ask neighbors whether they know the family.
Oh.
Then once the family is really known, then they will come to you seeking for your girl to get married to the boy. I'm telling you the old time,
Yes.
not now.
Yes.
But even though now it still stands in the mindset of the people.
Right. Certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, these are strongholds of the culture that you cannot necessarily run away from. So even though you don't practice it fully,
Yeah.
like you said, it rests in the mindset.
Yeah.
And so it is practiced in a more modernized way, I believe. Right.
Yeah. So there were a series of gifts. You go there, there were some stages. You don't go like, I have seen the girl, I came to you. No, there are stages. And then you become what we say like to hold the gate. I'm translating.
Right.
It's like to come to the family and say, okay, since I came to you and now I have seen your girl, so please, here are the gifts. Now I'm holding your gates. So don't admit anyone else to come.
Oh. Okay, so that's holding the gates.
Yes, that's what I say. I
So
appreciated your girl.
I'm seeing the similarities here.
Yes.
So what we have as holding the gate is more like what we call knocking. So instead of holding the gate,
Yeah.
we come to knock.
Yes.
And then you
yes.
open the door
I
for
mean,
us.
I was translating from my language.
It's certainly,
So it
certainly.
might be like that. It's just to tell
Certainly.
them, okay, we have appreciated your girl. Now we are trying to organize ourselves to come and seek for her hand. I mean, for marriage. Then there will be a time you come to seek for marriage. Then they will tell you, you know our girl, we pay the dowry. So there will be time to come and pay dowry.
Right.
So that one, then there will be time to marry.
Yes.
Then they will bring the girl to you and then you marry. But not only marrying, even the names. Once you're married, you get the names. You are not the father only giving the name to the child.
Yes.
The whole family gets together in a ceremonial way, and then everyone in the family, starting from the kids, they will give the name to the newborn. So it's a family matter. It's a family matter. It's that is what I was calling the unit
Right.
of the population.
Certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
And then the father will give the name which will hold, but it's kind of bringing people together. But not only that, we were having also some other activities in the community, like when you go to plowing, and then you may, at the starting of the season, people may brew some drinks and then call neighbors to come and then do it for him. And then it will be in the whole community. So that is one. But also when I come to celebrating excellence, that was the unity, celebrating excellence. We had, and we still have a tradition, which is called Umuganura. Umuganura was something...
Is that different from Omugashiro?
Agachiro?
Yeah, that's what I learned.
Different.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
All right.
So it's like when you have harvested, at the high level, we used to have the king, but now you have the leaders. The day you celebrate your harvest, that is what it's called. But it's not only that very day. That very day you celebrate the harvest, but you start the year. That's where you plan for the Muganura to come.
Anyway.
How you will go and crop. But it's also the time to tell people what you'll be doing. It's like a contract you give to the society. Then you do it. It might be in plowing, because we were agriculture, we were also cattle keepers. So we really have what we have as the aim of the year. Then by the aim of the year, that's where we start. Then it will go, there are people who are dedicated to that, preparing. And then when it comes to Muganura, it's where you tell people what you have achieved.
Okay.
Then by achieving that one, it's like a celebrating who have achieved this one, who have achieved this one. There may have been the wars. And then that's the time people will come and then tell how brave they have been. So it's like a celebrating really the excellence.
Well,
But it goes in a year, but at certain time in August, that's where everything is coming. But it's prepared the whole year from the very beginning.
wait.
Yeah.
Culture, I mean, in itself is a very broad
Yes.
topic and broad manner. broad issue. And if we say that we're going to speak about all of it,
yeah, that's why
I don't think we'll be able to exhaust it. We'll run out of time before we even run out of what to say. So I will pick specific segments, then we touch on them.
Yeah.
I am more interested about the marriage bits because we have, Miss Ines over here. Let me speak to her a little bit. Miss Ines,
Yes.
for you as a lady, I believe that there are some aspects of the Rwandan culture, the Rwandan values, and the way of life that you hold dear. It follows you everywhere you go, and no influence from wherever can take all of those out of you. What are those aspects of value, culture, and way of life that you hold dear?
Thank you. So I believe I could just sum it up in one core value: integrity.
Wow.
Integrity, not just for women, even for men. Because as Rwandans, you do not want to comprehend or leave aside your core values.
Yes.
If I say unity, if I say love, because as an integral person, you want to stick to your values no matter where you are, no matter even if I'm here in Ghana. So integrity, and I believe it's one of the key things that can, even build our countries. I'm saying build our countries because I'm in Ashesi University, a school that is
certainly
building the next future leaders. Because if you're building next future leaders, like being integral, because you don't want our leaders to be corrupt. So integrity, I believe, is the key. Staying true to yourself.
Certainly. So for you, these are the values. Well, this is the value that all of those aspects of the Rwandan culture has instilled into you. Now, I must say one thing, that not to take us back or remind all of us of sad times, but I must say that for a country that has come from severe ethnic unsettlement to this point and still want to be identified as one people, how have you infused all of the dynamisms of culture across Rwanda into one to be identified or recognized as one people? Would you want to touch on that first?
Yes, thank you for the question, because that's a question I always also ask my parents, like, how are you even still surviving?
Yes.
Like, because that trauma from someone who has not lived it, you can never explain. It's always new. But I believe it's about unity. It is about family. Because maybe I'll just give an example from what I usually hear. My mom usually says that the reason I kept on living was because I heard that someone was also living.
Wow.
I lived because there was someone else.
So it's a sense of unity.
Is the sense of unity. Is the sense that I'm living because you are living. Is the spirit of Ubuntu.
Yes.
I live because you are.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that kept them moving.
Right. If Ubuntu is keeping all of us together, I think that I should find. Let me find out from you as well. How have you managed, as a nation, to come under one umbrella?
Yeah, as you rightly say, in 1994, Rwanda was torn apart.
Yes.
It was really terrible. But again, going back in our culture, we found ways to settle our problems. Having in mind this Ubuntu, what we call Ubuntu, which is humanity in our language. Because we had a way to settle matters. That is what we call gachacha. Gachacha is like a court. But it's that court which is having humanity embedded in itself. Of course, within gachacha, you punish the wrongdoers. But you don't punish the wrongdoers in such a way that they will be dismissed from the society.
So more like hates the sin but not the sinner.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. That's how we came together. Of course, if I tell you, according to the Westerners' courts. Those court cases in Rwanda were to last 200 years.
Wow.
But people will not last 200 years.
Certainly.
Then people did need justice. But also the community needs to know that when you are wrongdoer, you have to be punished. So that we can carry on, live together in harmony. That's how then Gacaca came in, by putting people together, the society, those who have been offended, but that is very light. What happened was not really offending someone. Some of them were really almost killed. Surviving was just small. But also losing the whole family was terrible. But yet, you could not have only those who suffered in the court. So you had to mix the population. Those who were found not being that much of guilty, who were still accepted as an integral in the society, were put within the Gacaca court.
Right.
And then there were certain number of people were there, 6 or 8, as the court members. And then the other population will come. Some of them who have seen things will come and give the information, just to inform. And then others were there to say, okay, this was, it was like a court. But the court was set in such a way that also the humanity will remain in. Like there were no life sentencing, there were no death sentencing.
Right.
Everything was taken in such a way, categorized according to the church. And that's how we managed to stay together,
Right.
by having all the cases sorted out. Some were in the prison, some of them came out, and the others were out, they went in the prison. But everyone was encouraged to tell the truth. So by telling the truth, then the society was healing itself.
Right.
That's how we managed to be together. Of course, the leaders also helped, because whoever was going here and there was brought in that kind of road where we have to go as a population.
Certainly. Well, the events in Rwanda from 1994 is not something that the entire world or Africa can shy away from, because whether we like it or not, and regardless how sad it is, it reminds us of such unfortunate event that we would never want to go back to. And I believe that this has guided us from then up until where we find ourselves, which has also instilled the spirit of Ubuntu amongst us, because I am because you are. And I'm believing that you're enjoying the conversation by far. You're learning about Rwanda. Let's take a quick turn and refreshen ourselves and move away from the history into the culture, the festivals, amongst other things that Rwanda observes. You wouldn't want to miss this. Do stay tuned.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Thanks to you for staying with us. You're still watching PM Ghana. Tonight we're taking a very interesting and a different dimension altogether. We're in the Rwandan month here at Adoatv Television, so it's not surprising that my guests are two able Rwandans, a fine gentleman and a very beautiful lady. A very fine gentleman as well, don't be offended. Mr. Valer Nzeyimana. He's a senior water development and management officer at UNFAO Regional Office for Africa, based here in Accra, and Miss Ines Etuzi Agasaro is a Rwandan student in Ghana at Ashesi University, and they together have been giving me some insight into the rich culture, values, and way of life of Rwandans. Well, welcome back from that quick break. Before we went on the break, a brief history into, you know, how far we've come and where we have come from. And it indicates that it is just right that we govern ourselves where we have been and where we are now. That is one certain aspect of Ghanaian culture. And anytime we celebrate our festivals, it is mostly to remind us of where we have been, an incident that happened to us, and where we are now, to serve as a guide into the future. And when we land in Rwanda, what are some of those unique culture that we are bound to face or experience in terms of festivals? Can you share with us?
Yeah. Allow me, before going to festival, talking about environment.
Yes.
We value very much environment.
You said that earlier.
Yes.
And you are not the first person to say that, actually.
We value environment
all
because
Rwandans have spoken to.
Yes, because you have what we call umuganda.
Yes.
Which is the cleanliness of everyone. Every last Saturday of the month, people go to clean.
Yes. And I understand the president and his family also joins in.
Yes, everyone.
Well.
Yes,
everyone goes for that. But we have that. But also when we care about environment, we have that tradition where you don't kill any animal coming to you.
Oh.
When you go hunting and an animal will run, go in a family house, you don't kill the animal. It becomes a guest.
Okay.
Yeah. When you find a snake in the house, you don't kill the snake. It becomes a guest.
Oh.
So it's valuing the environment. But also we have families. we did have our group. Yes.
You see the way I'm laughing because I know my boys.
So also we have totems.
Yes.
We had 26 large families.
Okay.
Then every family was given, let's say, the duty to protect kind of animals.
When it becomes your totem.
Yes.
Right.
So you cannot kill it. You can protect it wherever it is. Okay, that gives put aside.
A brief question into that. Does that mean that when you accidentally kill an animal that is a totem of one family, then you've probably killed a member of the family?
No, but they will tell you should not kill that one.
Right.
There will be some kind of course.
Okay.
But
it has implications.
Yes, but
Right.
you don't kill a whole member of the family. No, we don't have that.
Right.
But it's within the mind of the kids from young that you don't have to kill that animal. So it's like that. Yeah. So when you go to celebrations, we have dances, we have drumming, we have singing. Specifically, we had, as I told you, we are cattle keepers. There are some songs for cattle.
Songs for cattle?
Yes.
Is that the cow dance and cow song?
Yes, there is a cow song, cow dance.
So it sounds like country music. I'm just playing. Country music is music for the cowboys. If we have cow music,
no. We give names to the cow, and the cow has its how do you call it? Its whole life, how it behave. I mean, it's like a poetry talking about cows among those you have. Yes, that's how it is.
Wow.
And just to touch on that,
Yes,
they
people.
usually when they're giving compliments, maybe to a lady, they would say that you walk like yeah.
First thing, wow, interesting.
Or you have eyes like that of a
cow.
Of
a cow. Okay, a cow's eyes.
Small,
delicate.
Yes. So we have that culture around milk, around everything. But the dance you were talking about, the celebrations, what we have, and even the drumming, that's what we had. But also we have the poetry, as I was saying. It's so diverse, and then people really love it. Yeah, the traditional dancing, yeah, we have it.
Is there a particular festival that is observed or celebrated by Rwandans?
As I was saying, marriages
Okay.
are the really
Real,
occasions.
all right. That bring people
Because
together.
you bring the whole families
Okay,
together.
okay.
I could not go deep into the marriages ceremonies.
Right.
Because even there are the two really big ones. When you go for seeking for the girl to get married in your family,
Yes.
you bring a lot of gifts, but also you have this big dance
Oh.
where you dance from normally it's like a celebration for the girl. You came as a very valuable guest, so they will dance for you.
Right.
But also you will have the marriage, the day for marriage, when you take the girl to the yeah. Then
Are these dances choreographed? Perhaps anybody just just gets up and do their thing once they want to dance. Are they choreographed?
yes, there are.
Yes, they are
They're
choreographed.
choreographed,
I was
okay.
actually once part of a random traditional dance group. So
Oh.
they are choreographed, and usually most of the there are different types of dances.
Okay.
So they are named usually after a name of a cattle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
and usually how we hold our hands is as that of horns of a cow.
Okay, so I'm realizing one thing. I'm realizing you taught me about totems and how families are charged with the protection of some specific animals within the society. I think that's a very good idea, a very good way of preserving
Yeah.
nature. But in dancing, you just told me that you hold hands, represents the holding of the horns of a cow. What are some significant aspects of the Rwandan culture? For Guineans, for instance, it gets to a point that when a lady reaches puberty, she's given eggs to swallow, boiled eggs to swallow wholly, as a sign to mark her fertility. All right, and you would see the act, but the significance behind it is that a lady must be able to bear. The egg represents life in itself, so a lady must be able to bear, and that is the belief behind it. Are there some specific symbolism, significance to the Rwandan culture and most of the things that you hold here? Okay, I think Ines, you want to start on that briefly?
Yeah, maybe intertwining that with the dance.
Okay.
So usually for a lady, when you are at the age of puberty, you'd go to something called itorero, where you are told how a lady should comport, how you
Oh
take
yes.
care of yourself, how you should be meek and humble, how you should be organized. And even actually that is portrayed in some of our dances, like for a lady you have to be humble and organized. It's portrayed in one of our dances that it's really slow, and that's how a lady should be.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
one thing I realize also is that you have naming that has meanings, and yes, for most African countries, there are names that bear meanings, and your name, you say it means that Nzeyimana. What does it mean?
Yes, it means only God.
Only God.
Yeah, it's
Right.
as I told you,
Exactly.
it's exactly that one. But
Jinyami.
yes,
Right.
but when you come to naming, things that is found like very astonishing from here. We don't necessarily. I don't have the name of my father, and my kids don't have my name. I'm called Nzeyimana. My father is called Bavakure, and my son is called Ndahimana, and my daughter is called Masengesho. So everyone has his own name.
Oh, really?
And my wife is called Nyirandegeya. So we don't have the same name. That is part of our culture.
Really?
Because we were seeing it ourselves not in the single family, but we're rather part of larger family.
Okay.
I'm Zeimana of Bavakure, of Namhwe,
Right.
of this clan.
Okay.
So,
So you are recognized rather by clan,
Yes.
but not by name.
Yes.
If you
And
don't,
the clan also was like a big families.
yes,
Big families. I'm from this family, which is you can trace it back hundreds and thousands years ago. So you became like it's like a tribe or
generation,
something like that.
right?
Yes.
Right.
No, even 10th generation.
Wow.
So it's but whenever you are asked to give your name in Rwanda, you don't only spell your name.
Yes.
No. First, you say your lineage, then you say what you have done.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So briefly, you take me through. We are in Rwanda right now.
Yes.
And I'm asking, what is your name, my brother?
So if I tell you I'm Valer, I'm Zaimana of Bavakure, of Namue, of Nyamahiri, of Muhire, and me as myself, what I have done, like I'm an irrigation specialist, I can take you through my CV. So that's how you tell yourself.
Oh, I see.
So you tell people from your CV, what did you do the valuable for the community, for the society, for the people of Rwanda.
So if you don't have that to attach to your name, does it have any bearing? Does it have any significance?
Because you have that kind of education, wherever you go,
you want to achieve something.
You want to achieve something, and you keep it in mind, because one day or another you will have to tell it. You'll be asked.
I see.
Yes.
I am wondering at that point where you will meet somebody, they tell you their name and they never stop on the achievement, because it's like a chain of achievement. I'm going to ask you as well. So we are in Rwanda. I meet a very fine lady. Hello, dear. What's your name? How are you doing?
That goes for the men.
It only goes for the men. That's unfair.
No,
but I know my lineage.
Yes,
you certainly should know your lineage.
Also, she has, but normally, because traditionally we're meant to go to the war. Traditionally, people would go and say how they have been at the war, who they have, what they have conquered, who they have saved. They normally put emphasis on pride, who they have saved, which enemy they have killed,
they have slain.
Yes, I mean that's how. But most of the time, it's really how valuable you were for your people. How you saved which one? How did you prevent them to get? I mean, that's how it is.
I realized one thing in the aspects of culture that you share with me, and it is simple. It is that the governance of the people in itself is a psychological exercise, such that values are instilled into people right from birth, to believe in each other, to believe in the environment and protect it. So I learned from one Rwandan that I spoke to on AM Ghana, and what he told me was that if I'm trying to get exactly what he said so that I don't deviate so much. I'm speaking somebody's culture, but certainly he made me understand. For instance, what the president Paul Kagame does is more like the president himself comes out of his comfort zone to help people in cleaning. So who are you to stay indoors when your president is out there cleaning? So the whole thing is psychological, and I think that it is such a good way to go, training the minds of people. It's even in the Bible that you should train the child the way he should grow, or he should learn, and when he grows he will never depart from it. Now, you have stayed in Ghana for some time, both of you. In your narration again, I realized that there are several similarities in the Rwandan culture and the Guinean culture. I believe that with the way you accept. Kindly share with us. I'm not putting you on the spot. Kindly share with us, what are some of those similarities of Rwandan culture that you think are the same with that of Ghana?
Yes, I would say usually when a Rwandan meets someone new, when you want to give them, usually how we give compliments, I would say that that person has humanity, that person has ubumuntu. So as that is a compliment, I'm usually looking for that in a person. And that's what I found in Ghanaian as well. They're usually, as I said when I was beginning, they are so hospitable. So I believe we share that in common, and the value of unity. And as Pan-Africans, that's the core to Pan-Africanism.
Is there any specific aspect of Ghanaian culture that I'll come to you, Isabella. Is there any specific aspect of Ghanaian culture that you admire?
Celebration.
Celebration?
Yes, I love how Ghanaians celebrate. I think the specific one is the way you celebrate death, because it's different. It's different from Rwandans. Like in Rwanda, when a person dies, it's more of a sad event, more like people are in mourning. But here it's more, when I saw it I was so shocked. Like, people are celebrating, and it's a whole perspective of seeing a life of a person, and giving value and dignity to the person as a way of celebration. So I love that.
All right, before I move on to Isabella, where exactly, I mean, in Ghana have you resided for all this while?
I've been at the hills of.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So you've seen the celebrations indeed. But remember, in the opening, I did indicate that one of those things that we hold dear as the life cycle. We believe that the entire essence of human beings is to not just exist, but live as well.
Leave a legacy.
Exactly. To live and leave a legacy. So it begins from birth. And we celebrate birth, because people end up losing their lives at birth. And we believe that every individual that comes into the world is of such great importance. Remember, I said that the first point is for the fellow human being. The first point of our values rests with the individual human being. And so it begins from there. And we believe that from birth, you join the next stage of the life cycle, which is matrimony, marriage. Because that is the institution that is recognized for procreation. That without marriage, you don't have the equal right, or you're not recognized to begin procreation. So you've gotten into another stage of life, and then finally the final stage of life, which is funeral. So these three, we don't play with them, regardless the culture, that we don't play with them. And I'm happy that you've noticed that. Now, Mr. Valère, what is it that you have identified about the Guinean culture that you like so much?
Yeah, first, let me tell you the little I know in Twi is to say here. How do you say it? I mean, I've been told to say aha.
Yes, certainly.
Here.
Oh, wow.
It's exactly the same word
I didn't know.
we use
Oh, really?
in Kinyarwanda.
Oh, really?
Exactly the same word.
I see.
So we may have many similarities. I was working in Elabadi just for jogging, and I saw a place of a common shower, something. It was called the suku something, and then suku means cleanness in my language.
Right.
So we have similarities, but particularly what I love here and we have in common is respect for the elders.
Yes.
If I give you an example, my elder brother was 3 years older than I. My father was telling me I cannot tell him like the word chalet. Because that is the word you say to people,
your peers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he told me, no, he's older than you. When I'm not here, he's the one to govern this house. And we were staggered like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so true. I can't speak to my boss and say Charlie.
Yeah.
Neither can I speak to my dad and say Charlie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's not accepted.
So that's how we were told. You are told to respect elders, but elders have also the duty to protect you.
Well,
So here I found it like that. You respect very much elders. And really, it's a big value. We do have it as well. Again, in Rwanda also, we do respect dead people.
Okay.
It's like when you are seeing a convoy of people with a dead body, you don't just overtake. No. You respect. Of course, we don't go that far as you do, because you are really, as she said,
we are deep into
it gives us that kind of a perspective of hope. We think this is something we should learn from you. We may not reach that because traditionally, it goes, but in our mind, it is it pushes us to respect you more when you have that one. Because we know that's what I wanted to say. You respect very much elders. You respect very much people who have passed away, as such extent that all Saturdays and Sundays people are not available. I wanted to learn tree. I was thinking maybe I will find someone to teach me on Saturdays and Sundays. But I came to find even those street vendors, they are not available. That day, for the family, as you
certainly
say, either for the marriages or for the funerals.
Exactly.
They are not available at all. Whatever you can give them, they will not come because they have that duty in the society to go for that.
Yes,
and I respect it.
I'm happy that you've learned all of these, the respect that we pay to all of these, and especially the support we give to each other. But one thing that I have learned is that we are so common. I mean, we are so similar in terms of our culture. I mean, from the marriage rites, for instance, where you have to go in to the lady's house. Over here, we say that we have seen when the man comes into the house of the woman that he intends to settle with, he says that we have seen a flower in this house that we wish to pluck. And then the family would say that if they have more than one girl child, they'll say that, okay, we have a lot of flowers here. Which flower in particular do you want to pluck? Yes, it's same, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and it goes on, and then after the acceptance and everything, you sit down as a family, you discuss, and then you come back to do the proper marriage rites. And I think that it wouldn't be too difficult getting into Ines' family based on this knowledge. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I have learned a lot, and I think that based on these similarities, I will certainly want to visit Rwanda sometime soon. Right, Mr. Valère Nzeyimana, thank you very much for coming, and Miss Ines,
thank you for having me.
Ituze Agasaro, I'm very grateful for your time. Well, I believe that you've learned, and Adoatv is organizing a trip to Rwanda. If you want to join in, make sure you stay with us through and through our programs, and you can visit our website www.adwanewsonline.com for details of that trip. You've learnt about the culture, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've brought you conversations about the fine tourism attractions in Rwanda as well. Why would you miss this opportunity? Travel and see something small. My name is Reginald Addy, and this has been PM Ghana, and I'm happy to have served you. And what has been a delight watching. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you on Tuesday with some further more discussions. Good night.
Very much.